The defense of the slender man lies in his voice, but that of the heavy man lies in his body. Welcome to section 2 of chapter 25 of the Holy Quran. Chapter 25 is Surah Al-Furqan, the Surah of criterion. Criterion. Furqan means criterion. The criteria of judgment between right and wrong. Section 2 begins with sign 10. Let's go. Tabaraka allazi insha'a ja'ala laka hayran. Blessed is he who, if that were his will, insha'a, if that were his will, could give the better things than those. Ja'ala laka hayran. Hayran. Better. Min zalika jannatin tajri min tahtaha al-anhari. Who could give the better things is in brackets, the better than those dash gardens beneath which rivers flow. Gardens beneath which rivers flow. Jannat tajri min tahtaha al-anhari. Wa yaj'al laka kusuran. Wa yaj'al laka kusuran. Than those gardens beneath which rivers flow. Tajri min tahtaha al-anhari. وَيَجْعَلْ لَكَ كُسُورًا. وَيَجْعَلْ لَكَ كُسُورًا. And he could give thee palaces, into brackets, secure to dwell in. Secure to dwell in is in brackets. So the Arabic side, it just stops at palaces. And that's why it's difficult to understand the Quran by those who don't understand Arabic. Okay. Note 3064. 3064. Blessed is he. 3064. There are two notes, in fact. So after 3064, which is against Tabaraka, blessed, we go to 3065, which is reverse flowing under gardens. Let's go to 3064 first. What does it say? Compare above sign 25. No, this very chapter 25, sign 1. Chapter 25, sign 1 is blessed is he who brought down the Quran. But here is blessed is he who could have given you better things than the gardens. Okay, so I think we've done the comparison. Let's go. The reminiscence phrase shows that the first argument about the revelation and prophethood is completed, and we now pass on the contrast, the fate of the rejectors of both. Rejectors of both what? Both the revelation and prophethood. Both the Quran and the prophets, or in this case, the prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 65, we go to 3065, which is what? Against gardens under which flow rivers, cool, for nourishment of the body, for enjoyment. 3065. The phrase is usually symbolical of the bliss in the hereafter, full stop. If it were God's will, if it were God's plans, he could give his messengers complete felicity and power in this life also. Instead of being persecuted, mocked, driven out of their homes, and having to exert their utmost powers of holy mind, their utmost powers of body, mind, the character to plant the flag of truth in an unbelieving world, they could have lived in ease and security. Full stop. But that would not have given the real lessons they came to teach struggling humanity by their example. God will not give the prophets comfort in this life and let the rest of humanity live a different kind of life. No. So they are living harsh life in this world is a test for them as well as a lesson for us. Mm. Humanity by the example. And that's note 3065, second note to sign 10. Let's now go to sign 11. Mm. Uh, Bal kazabu bisa'ati. Bal kazabu bisa'ati. Nay. Mm. Nay, bal is nay. They deny the hour. They deny the hour. But we have brackets, into brackets, of judgment to come. So Sa'at here is hour of judgment to come. If an ordinary man who doesn't understand Arabic reads it, he won't understand it. It will just be ni, they deny the hour. What hour? Then into brackets, the judgment to come. Bal kasabu bi sa'at. Wa a'adna liman kazaba bi sa'ati sa'iran. But we have prepared, Adna, we have prepared a blazing fire, Sa'iran, a blazing fire for such as deny the hour. Alazina kazabu bisa'atin. Note 3066. 3066. Denying the hour of judgment means denying the power of justice and truth to triumph. Means denying the power of justice and truth to triumph, semicolon. It means asserting the dominion of evil, full stop. But God himself will punish them as shown in the following verse. So let's go to the following verse. Uh, and that is verse 12, sign 12, ayah 12. What is at so what is atuhum min makanin ba'idan sami'u tagayuzan sami'u tagayuzan wa zufiran sami'u tagayuzan wa zafiran. When it sees them from a place far off, when what sees them, the fire, the blazing fire, when it sees them, the unbelievers, when it sees them, oh my God, what is wrong with me? When it sees them from a place far off, they will hear its fury. They will hear its fury and its raging sigh. So when the fire sees them, remember this is not our world now, it's in the hereafter, where the fire can see, can talk, can see and can talk and can hear. So when it sees them from a place far off, they will hear its fury and its raging fire. Its fury is tagayuzan, fury. And then its raging sigh is zafiran. Note is three. The note there is 3067. 3067 against zafiran. Tagayuzan wa zafiran. For Zafir, Zafir is an italics. Of course, it's Arabic word written in English. So for Zafir in italics, for Zafir, a deep emission of breath or a sigh. See note 1605 to chapter 11, sign 106. We've gone past it. Viewers can do that later. Full stop. Here, the fire is personified. So it's like a human being. To be. It is raging with hunger and fury. And as soon as it sees them from ever so far, it emits a sigh of desire, desire to swallow them, to burn them. So when it sees them coming, it uh, waiting for them to come so that it will swallow them. Okay, emits a sigh of desire. Full stop. Till then, they had not realized their full danger. Full stop. Now, just as their heart begins to tremble with terror, they are bound together, dash like with like, and cast into the roaring flames. Like with like. What does it mean? I suppose there are different kinds of sins. Those who reject the Quran will be bound together. Those who blaspheme against the prophets, insulting them, demeaning them, is another type of sin. They will be bound together. Mm. And of course, there are other sins. Fornicators will be bound together, and whatnot, and whatnot. So, into a roaring fire, like with like, and cast into the roaring fire. And that's no 3067 to sign 12. Let's go to sign 13. Mm. What is a alkamin ha makanan da ikan mukaranina da'u da'u hunalika taburan da'u hunalika tuburan da'u hunalika tuburan. And when they are cast bound together, of course, in groups, like I've said, when they are cast bound together into a constricted place therein, makanan da ikan mukaramnina, therein, they will plead for destruction. Da'u hunalika, the buran, they will plead for destruction there and then. There and then is hunalika. Da'u hunalika, taburan. They will plead there and then for destruction. 3068 is the comment. 3068. Anything, dash, total annihilation, dash, will be better than the anguish they will suffer, full stop. But no annihilation will be granted to them, full stop. One destruction will not be enough to wipe out the intensity of their anguish, full stop. They will have to ask for many distractions, but they will not get them. Of course, in the hereafter, punishment goes on forever. You don't die. It's not here. When a cutlass comes to decapitate you, pop, you go. No. Over there to slash. It won't go. Slash. It won't go. Even if it goes, it will be replaced. And elsewhere, the Quran tells us the fire burns. Your skin is charred. It will be replaced by a new skin. And so, and so on and so on, until no end. And so that's why you call for many distractions, because one distraction will be enough for you. You call and they will come in, and it will never end. Okay. One distraction will not be enough to wipe out the intensity of their anguish. They will have to ask for many distractions, but they will not get them. No 3068. That is for sign 13. We now go to sign 14. La tad'u al-yoma taburan. La tad'u al-yoma taburan. This day plead not for a single distraction. Taburan wahidan. Wahida. La tad'u al-yoma thuburan wahidan. La tad'u al-yoma tuburan wahidan, not taburan. Tuburan wahidan. This day plead not for a single distraction. وَإِدْءُوا تُبُورًا كَثِيرًا. Plead for distraction, oft repeated. Like I said before, single distraction will not have any effect on them. And so they will ask for more. And this well, who will plead to a cut by a cutlass twice? Once and you run off. But there you ask for many because you want to die. You wish to die and not to suffer again. But you are not going to die. No way. Here you can be bent to death. There you are bent and bent and bent and bent, and your skin is changed and changed and changed, and you continue begging to die again. But there's no death there. All right. They plead for distraction of repeated. No. That's sign 14 without any note. Let's go to sign 15. Kul, kul, azalika khairun am jannatin hulidat allati wa'ida al-muttaqina. Allati wa'ida al-muttaqina. Say, is that best? Say, is that best? Azalika khairun. Is that best? Or the eternal garden? Am jannatin hulidan, eternal garden. Promised to the righteous. Allati wu'ida al-mutakina. Promise to the righteous. Say, is it best is it best or the eternal garden promised to the inhabitants? It's a question. Kanat lahum jazaa'un masiran. Kanat lahum jazaa'a. كانت لهم جزاء ومسيرا. كانت لهم جزاء ومسيرا. That is reward as well as a final abode. Masiran. No, 3069 and 3070. Is again promise, garden promise. Let's go there. 069. Shifting the scene back to this life, they may fairly be asked, here is the result of the two courses of conduct. Which do you prefer? Gardens with rivers flowing under or raging fire? Which do you prefer? And that's 3069. Let's go to 3070. 3070. Final abode. Masiran. Final abode. Masiran. Yes, final abode. Masiran. To the righteous, the final bliss will be, in one sense, the final bliss will, in one sense, be a reward, full stop. But the word reward, in double inverted commas, but the word in word does not, but the word reward does not truly represent facts for two reasons. Reason one, the bliss will be greater than they deserve, of course. God has said it here many times. You do a good deed, you get 10 times reward that good deed. You do an evil deed, you get just one reward for that evil deed. And that you will not be wrongfully judged. You will not be wrongfully judged. That's 3070. How I finish it? Deserved, they deserved. And two, we read one. And two, righteousness is its own reward. Righteousness is its own reward. Full stop. The best way of expressing the result would be to say that they are highest would be to say that their highest wish will now have been attained. That's for the righteous. Their highest wish will now have been attained. Semicolon. The goal will have been reached. Semicolon. They will be in God's presence. Full stop. That is salvation in the highest. Full stop. And that's note 3070. Note 3070 to sign 15. Let's now go to sign 16. لهم فيها ما يشاءون لهم فيها ما يشاءون خالدين. For them, there will be therein all that they wish for. Ma yashauna. What all that they wish for. Haldina. For they will dwell there forever. Haldina. Haldina here means for they will dwell there for I, not forever, for I. A-Y-E is old English, that's forever. For they will dwell forever. The word there is in brackets. Without it, it reads they will dwell forever. Halidina. Kana ala Rabika wa adan mas'ulan. Kana ala Rabika wa adan mas'ulan. A promise binding upon thy Lord. What other promise? Mas'ulan, binding. No, there's a note to it. Let's go to the note 3071. Binding upon thy Lord. Thy Lord or God never breaks his promise. He says he will do something, he will do it. Nobody can stop him. Nobody can intervene. Nobody can stop him from doing good. Nobody can stop him from doing bad. Let's go there. 3071. To the righteous, the final bliss will in one sense be a reward. Full stop. But the word reward, in double inverted commas, but the word reward does not truly represent facts for two reasons. One, the bliss will be greater than they deserved. And two, righteousness in its own reward. Righteousness is righteousness is its own reward. Full stop. The best way of expressing the result will be to say that their highest wish will now have been attained. Semicolon. The goal will have been reached. Semicolon. They will be in God's presence. That is salvation in the highest. Oh, my God. I'm reading what I've already read. That was for sign 15. Okay, not too bad. I'll still do I will still do the right comment. I will still read the right comment, which is 3071. Against thy Lord, binding against thy Lord, Lord not failing his promise. That is the sort of thing to be prayed for from God, which he has made binding upon himself, and not ephemeral things. Ephemeral is spelled Ephemeral, and not ephemeral things, even though they may be good. Full stop. And that is the sort of thing that God has promised and undertaken to give, and he will not fail. La tohfil mi'ad. La tohfil mi'ad. He doesn't fail his promise. And so that God has promised and undertaken to give. That's note 3071 to sign 16. Let's go to sign 17. وَيَوْمَ يَشُرُوهُمْ وَمَا يَعْبُدُونَ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ. وَيَوْمَ يَشُرُوهُمْ وَمَا يَعْبُدُونَ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ. That day he will gather them together as well as those whom they worship besides God. He will gather the worshipped and the worshippers of the worshipped together, mm, uh, beside God. فيقول فيقول he will ask فيقول he will ask أنتم أنتم أضللتم أنتم أضللتم عبادي هؤلاء أم هم ضلوا السبيل. He will ask, was it ye who led these my servants Ibadi astray, adulatum astray, or did they stray from the path themselves? He will ask the idols. In other words, this is the question he will put to the idols. Uh, there is a note to read, 3072. Before we come to the answer, we have to read the note. 3072. He will ask. The question is as in a court of justice. That's in this world, is as in a court of justice, to convince those who stand arraigned. To convince those who stand arraigned. That's to convince the worshipped and the worshippers. And that is not in the court of justice in this world, but in the court of higher justice in the hereafter. Uh, and that's note 3072. Let's go to the answer in the next verse, which is verse 18. Verse 18. Or did they stray from the path themselves? So they will say, Kalu, Kalu, Subhanaka, Makana, Makana, Yambagi, Makana Yambagi Lana, An Nutahiza, Mindunika. They will say, Glory to thee. Not meat, meet, was it for us that we should take for protectors others besides thee. So Subhanaka is an expression that everybody knows offhand in the hereafter. And of course, for believers in this world, Muslims, you hear Muslims say, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, glory be to God, Subhanallah, glory be to God. And God says, everything on earth glorify Him in this manner. The stones, the animals, that animate and inanimate things, creatures underground, ants, sea creatures, land creatures, air creatures, all of us glorify Him. Subhanaka, Subhanaka, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. In the hereafter, you are not going to be taught. You are not going to be taught. We are going to say it. And Jesus, alayhi salam, said it. Subhanaka. So they will say, Glory to thee. Not meet was it for us that we should take protectors, others, protectors, we should take for protectors, others besides thee. Min dunika. Min awlai protectors. ولكن متعتهم وآباءهم Let's stop there first. But thou didst bestow on them and their fathers, but thou didst bestow on them and their fathers متعتهم وآباءهم حتى نسوا الذكر وكان حتى نسوا الذكر not الذكر حتى نسوا الذكر وكانوا قوما بورا So, but thou didst bestow on them and their fathers good things, into brackets, in life, good things in life is in brackets, we omit it, it reads, on them and their fathers good things, until they forgot the message, for they were a people destroyed. Boo, run. For they were a people destroyed. Destroyed. Boo, run. Wakano, Kauman, people. Boo, run. Destroyed. Mm. Uh, the note to read is 3073. 3073. Did we do 3072? No. He will ask. Mm, he will ask. 3072. The question is, as in a court of justice, to convince those who stand arraigned. I think we did it. So now we go to 3073 to sign 18. And it's against what? Uh, Others besides the 3073. The creatures of God who were worshipped will prove that they never asked for worship. Indeed, they never asked for worship. It is we who worship them. Or let me say, it is they. Abukar would say, it is they who worship them, not me, not you, viewer. It is they who worship them for worship. On the contrary, they themselves worshipped God and sought the protection of God and none but God. Full stop. Compare XLVI. I suppose that will be 46. Let's stick to the Roman number. Compare XLVI sign 5 to 6, full stop. They will go further and show that the false worshippers added ingratitude to their other sins. Colon. For God bestowed abundance on them, and they blasphemed against God. They were indeed worthless and destroyed. Boo, run. Boo, run. Worthless and destroyed. Boo, run. Eh? For the word bull bears both significance. The word bull both bears both being worthless and destroyed. Bull, run. Uh, and that was note 3073 to sign 18. Let's go to sign 19. Fakat kazabukum bima takuluna. Fakat kazabukum bima takuluna. Fama tastati'una sarfan wala nasran. Fama tastati'una sarfan wala nasran. Interpretation in English. It begins with brackets. God will see. God will see. Without the brackets, it reads. Now have they proved you liars? So God will say, now have they proved you liars? In what ye liars, in what ye say, so ye cannot, avert your penalty, nor get help. Your penalty is in brackets. Get is in brackets. Without the brackets, it reads, you cannot avert nor help. It doesn't make sense. So we have to add them. Ye cannot avert your penalty in brackets or get in brackets help. Penalty, sarfan, penalty. Sarfan, penalty. Wana nasran, help. Sarfan, penalty. Nasran, help. Waman yaslam minkum. Waman yaslam minkum nuzikhum. Wama yaslam minkum nuzikhum azaban kabiran. And whosoever among you does wrong, yaslamu, does wrong, him shall we cause to taste nuzikhum nuzikhum, then them shall we, yes, him shall we cause to taste of a grievous chastisement. Azaban kabirun, grievous chastisement. Let's go to the note 3074. 3074 against penalty. Sarfan wa Nasran. It's against penalty and not getting help. Sarfan wala Nasran. La yastati'una. They can't get, they will get their penalty and no help. 3074. The argument is as in a court of justice, again, of this world, in my own brackets, of this world. If, oh my God, pardon me. Oh my God, please pardon me. So, the argument is as in a court of justice, into brackets, in this world. That's my own brackets. If the false worshippers plead that they were misled by those whom they falsely worshipped, the latter will be confronted with them and will prove that plea to be false. Because they didn't ask the worshippers to worship them, so they will prove it false upon them. And full stop. No help can be got from them, and the penalty cannot then be averted. The penalty cannot then be averted. فما يستطيعون صرفا penalty ولا nasran, no help. Cannot then be averted. Penalty cannot be full stop. After all these things are thus explained in detail, after all these things are thus explained in detail beforehand, all ungodly men should repent and turn to God. So, viewers, this is to you as well as to me. Anyway, I'm not ungodly anyway. So the viewers who may be ungodly, in any case, the ungodly ones will not even listen to this. They don't have time to listen to such verses in the Quran. Okay, so ungodly men should repent and turn to God. Full stop. False worship is here identified with sin. Full comma. For sin is disobedience to God, comma, and rises from a wrong appreciation of God's attributes and His goodness to His creatures. Full stop. The sinful man refuses in his conduct to serve God, colon. He serves other things than God, alihatu, other things, other gods than Allah, God of the universe. And that's note 3074 to sign 19. We're going to sign 20 now, and each note, and each note, there are two notes there. So sign 70. وما أرسلنا قبلك وما أرسلنا قبلك من مرسلين إلا let's stop there. وما أرسلنا من قبلك من المرسلين إلا, and the messengers whom we sent before thee were all men. Men is in brackets. Were all men who eat. That's illa. Illa annahum la yakuluna ata'ama wa yamshuna fil aswaki. Mm. So let me go back again. And the messengers whom we sent before thee were all men, men in brackets, who ate food, mm, yakuluna tamaa, and walked through the street, yamshuna fil aswaki, and walked through the market, sorry, and walked through the markets. Full stop. We have made some of you as a trial for others. We've made some of you as a trial for others. وَجَعَلْنَا بَعْضَكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ fitnatan, trial to others. Uh, Fitnatan, atasbiruna, it follows by a question, atasbiruna, uh, will ye have patience? Atasbiruna, will ye have patience? Wakana rabuka basiran. Wakana rabuka basiran. For God is one who sees. And for God is one who sees, into brackets, all things. God is one who sees all things. All things is in brackets. And that's sign 20 of section 2. Let's go to the notes. The notes will be, the notes are 3075 and 3076. Let me make sure that I read 74. 74, yeah. Yes, we've done 743074. So we go to 3075 and 74 to sign 20. 75, we are being referred to above. Compare above chapter, we are being referred to 25:7, which we did. So in 25:7, al aswaq is interpreted as streets, but here in 20 is interpreted as markets. Let's see. 25:7. So, yes, 25:7. Wakalu mali haza arasule yakuluna atamaa. Yeah, so yakuluna, eating is again here. Yakuluna atamaa wayamshuna fil aswaki. Wayamshuna fil aswaki. And aswaki here is interpreted as streets. Through the streets, aswaki. Then let's go to 20, where we find aswaki again. 20. Wayamshuna fil aswaki, whereby is interpreted as markets. All right. We've done the comparison of 30 of sign note 3075. Let's go to 3076, which is against trial for others. Trial, some of you trial upon others. وَجَعَلْنَا بَعْضَكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ fitnatan. That's where we're going. We've made some of you as a trial for others. 3076, 3076. In God's universal plan, each unit or thing serves a purpose. If some are rich, the poor should not envy them. The poor should never envy the rich. The poor should not envy them. Colon. It may be that the rich man's proximity is itself a trial of their virtue. Full stop. If some are poor, the righteous rich should not despise or neglect them. It may be that they are coming within their right. It may be that they are coming within their sight is a trial for the real feeling of charity or brotherly love in the rich. So being rich is not a matter of boasting, it's a trial. When you are with the poor, what do you do with your riches? Okay, and the poor too is a trial to be poor. Will you serve God with the poverty? Or will you despair? All right. Brotherly love in the rich, full stop. If A is italized, and there is B2 also as italized. If A is bad tempered is hyphenated. If A is bad tempered or persecutes or ill uses B, ill use is also hyphenated. If A is bad tempered or persecutes or ill uses B, it may be an opportunity for B to show his patience and humility, an opportunity for B to show his patience or humility or his faith in the ultimate prevalence of justice and truth. Full stop. Whatever our experiences with other human beings may be, we must make them subserve the ends of our spiritual improvement and perhaps theirs also. And that's note 3076 to sign 20, the second note to read. Mm. Sign 20 happens to be the end of chapter 2. So we shall halt here. When we come back in our next video, we shall go to section 3, God willing, which begins with sign 21. Thank you very much. Ilalakai, bye bye, Uruwa. May God be with you all.